You think we're gonna beat all these games?
Nope.
Backlog boys.
No, probably not. Hey,
We're back at it.
it's the boys.
It's Fest again.
You know what we're playing?
No, what is this?
It's a Fire Emblem.
Never heard of this before. This looks brand new to me.
Just released, actually.
It looks very modern.
Yeah. Brand new
It
game.
looks like a hot AAA title fresh off the presses.
That is what this game is.
Cutting edge technology, unlike anything I've ever seen before.
You should be reveling.
I should be reveling.
Yeah.
What if I am?
Tog is inverted.
Inverted.
And tail wrapped around cord. Cool. There we go.
Oh, puppers.
Oh, pups.
We're still
She's
here. We're still in the Valley of P.
Doing our thing.
Nima's still here. We're chilling. It's late.
It is late.
And
But I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
You
We're
feeling-
doing it.
How you feeling back there?
We're doing it, man. I mean, I'm glad that this is the final episode of the night,
Yes.
for sure.
It's been a night. It's been fun, though.
It's been a long day of recording, but a much more successful session than last month.
Yes.
IMO.
It's been fun, too.
Excited to put it all together. Yeah, it's been good. It's been solid. I am excited to sleep
Yes.
into my next day, during which I have even more things to take care of.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Even though it's a day off.
Yes.
A lot to do.
Yeah, it sucks. And you have all this crap that you need to do that you can't do on the days that you work, and then your days off just end up being you doing more shit instead of like relaxing and taking time for yourself.
Which is what weekends should be.
Exactly.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's not every weekend. But when we have a record day, it's like that's the whole day.
Yep.
And then just happen to have some other shit that I'm trying to get done. But it'll feel good to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty important stuff. Getting my car work done. And we're getting to
That's
be
tomorrow.
Yeah, getting to be in that season where it is one of the most important things for your car to work.
Yeah.
Well. And for
You don't want
your car to perform.
You don't want any surprises,
Yeah.
to put it mildly.
Like, I'm due for an eye exam, and I'm due for a dental exam, but the car's coming first. Because,
You need to drive.
yeah, you know, if maybe my teeth hurt a little bit, or can't see quite as well as I might be able to, I can still go to and from work and get things done
Yeah.
in my day-to-day life. But if the car ain't working,
It's also it's also the time of year
you're screwed.
where sometimes car trouble just happens.
exactly, it just creates
Induced
itself
by the environment.
It just creates itself.
not
Yeah,
by
so
the
you have to
car.
like, yeah. It's like how a person who's like in pretty good shape but doesn't exercise regularly could like try to overstep their physical bounds by like running a marathon or something that
Yeah.
they didn't train for, and then just like die.
just gone.
It can happen.
It can.
Like you're
Gotta
like,
know
oh,
your limits.
Yeah, I'm in good shape, and you know, I can like sense if something is too much for me. And a person who is in like seemingly like, you know, normal or quote perfect health, like, you know, no like heart conditions or anything like any kind of like complications or diseases or whatever, but just push themselves too hard, and then they'll develop something, or they just die or whatever.
It's crazy how
That's what it's like having a car in a Minnesota winter.
yes.
Your car could be totally fine in the summer,
Dude, that's how my car went out in a blaze of glory.
but when it's freaking
It was just
minus 20 and you don't have 15 minutes to let your car sit there and warm up, and you don't have all this or that kind of tech to
Yeah.
coddle your car with,
or money. to be risky with.
You gotta really be careful. It's kind of crazy. Make sure your battery's good and your starter, all that shit. Obviously, your climate control needs to be working.
Yeah, you don't want to.
You can't have your heater go out when it's -20.
Yeah.
You gotta have good windshield wipers. You gotta have good tires. You gotta have decent brakes. Minnesota sucks.
It can.
Winter is just so bad. I would still take the brutal cold over snow, though, any day of the week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because the cold is not nearly as inconvenient as the snow. It might feel worse, like, on your body physically, but in the sense of, like, commuting to and from work or trying to go somewhere, like, if it's -20 but the roads are clear, it's still pretty much the same wherever you're going. But if there's frickin' blizzard conditions, you can't go anywhere. Or it's triple the travel time.
Is that?
And triple the risk.
I smell you.
Do you smell a smell?
There's a scent from a rear.
Scent from a rear.
Yeah, just worked its way in there.
Is that a novel title
It
that
is.
you're working on?
Yeah, working title.
It could be for me. There's a lot of smells in here, man. I mean, I'm very sweaty. There's a puppy.
There is a puppy.
There.
That's what I assumed it was.
We've been in this room for like
a while.
16 hours. So there's got to be some. There's some
funk.
There's food. There's funk. Yeah. I could be pretty smelly right now.
You think it might be you?
I don't know.
You're just throwing out some ideas.
Yeah. It is very possible that the puppy farted.
That's what I assumed.
It could be me. Because this puppy, I don't know if this puppy has done a deuce recently. Definitely gonna have to take her out before I go to bed. You gonna skewer these magicians?
Yes.
Fimbulvelter! Whoa, it's like
Ice.
Ice and wind.
Yeah. Kind of like an ice storm.
Weird.
I think.
Fimbulvelter.
I know it has some sort of, like...
It's from like a fairy tale. Or,
it's from some
probably
sort
from
of
like
mythos.
Beowulf or something.
Yeah.
Sounds like something like that.
Same with most of these weapon names.
Sounds kind of like Norse or...
Yeah. Like Vidofnir. I know they didn't just make it up. They found it somewhere.
Yeah.
From something.
I like when they do that. Like when fantasy property creators go and find stuff like that and borrow it. And you're like, what the heck is that name? How did they come up with that? And then you look
I'm
it
sure
up
it's
and
all
it's like,
connected.
oh, dude, you got it.
Yeah.
You got the ice spell.
Dude, we got it. It's ours to keep.
You just sent it back to the library.
Finders keepers.
Dropped it in the little Blockbuster return slot. I remember that experience so vividly.
Returning stuff to...
Yeah, returning rental things to rental stores and dropping them in the little slots. So weird
So
how that
fast.
It's so weird how that like wasn't a thing for very long.
Oh yeah, it fills it out really quick.
Yeah, like VCRs weren't like in every household until probably, you know, like late 80s, early 90s.
Ooh.
Because damn,
He doesn't even need it.
yeah, it's fine.
He'll live.
Because, you know, before that, they were probably too expensive for, like, lower middle class people to own.
Yeah.
And then by, you know, the mid 2000s, VHS was done. And then I guess there were still DVD rentals that were returned the same way for 5 to 7 more years before Netflix shut down Blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what, like, less than 20 years that, like, video rental was like a common mainstream thing.
It wasn't long.
And we just happened to live during that period.
Yeah. Because, yeah, Blockbuster just died as, you know...
Oh, yeah, they got
Netflix
absolutely decimated.
I wonder how, like, if that, like, shocked them or if they were like, yeah, this was a temporary setup.
Well, I mean, they got bought out. Because I don't know if you remember this, but Blockbuster did the exact same thing that Netflix did. They had a mail service where you could get a DVD in the mail.
But only after Netflix, right? They didn't do it pre-Netflix. Netflix was...
I don't remember who did it first. It was probably Netflix. But the only reason that Blockbuster stopped doing that was because Netflix was like, hey, this is kind of our thing. We're going to shut you down. And they just kind of like bought out their service or whatever. And so because Blockbuster didn't have that anymore, they were just like, okay, well, we're going to have to stop. And they just shut it down.
Pull it. Just pull it.
Pull the plug. Close like 3,000 stores.
Oh, he's gone.
Wow.
Bye.
The ability to toss that in a circle.
Yeah, toss it up, catch it,
Yeah.
and still move
And slash.
with...
Things got away like 200 kilograms.
Yeah.
Just solid sharpened steel.
God, I'm imagining like everyone being like really small, and then just Ross and Garcia on the battlefield just freaking hulks. Yeah. Take up like half of all these like little corridors and bridges and alleyways.
The Hulk is quite large compared to most people.
Well, I'm saying they're hulking,
I know.
the Hulk.
But I'm saying the Hulk
Oh, you're saying they are the Hulk?
is quite large compared to normal humans.
Oh, yeah.
Just as an aside.
Just separate conversation.
Yeah.
You just sprinkle that in there for all the people playing
he's very large.
along at home.
He's very large. The end.
He is big. You are not. I'm not disputing. And dead.
Nice.
So we have got this pretty well set up right now.
Oh yeah, this is looking great.
Because watch this. See
They're
this
just
mountain here?
They're just coming to you.
Dude, put Natasha on this mountain, they can't do anything.
Really?
Like zero. They can't get past
They
it.
sure try.
They will try, but they can't do anything.
So she's just gonna rack up the experience here.
She's just gonna hold them. They can't do a thing. Look, there's a train of them coming,
Yeah.
but they can't do anything.
Chew.
Choo choo.
Toot toot. I'm tooting. I did not expect that phrase to come up so many times throughout this monthly session.
Bye bye.
Nice throw, Tana. Looking good, girl.
She's doing well.
She is.
That extra majestic Pegasus,
Falco Knight.
now with extra majesty.
Now with extra hands off my prey.
Hands off my prey.
Pway.
Yeah.
Elmer Falco.
Oh gosh.
I taught
A pooty tat.
That's Tweety Bird. That's the wrong character. They're all voiced by Mel Blanc, so they just run together. What an incredible talent.
Just do a million voices.
Mel Blanc. Yeah, just unbelievable. He was the voice of seriously, like, every Looney Tunes character. Like all but like a handful. He was Bugs Bunny. He was Tweety Bird. He was Daffy. He was Sylvester. He was Elmer Fudd. He was everyone. I should pull up the full list. Because I don't want to get that wrong.
Oop. Come back to me.
I have to research it and correct it later and put it on the screen.
Austin, if you're not prepared to do that.
And he looks like frickin' Sylvester Adams. He was everything. Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, Tweety, Sylvester, Speedy Gonzales, Yosemite Sam, Foghorn Leghorn, Wile E. Coyote. Additional voices. He was Barney Rubble on the Flintstones. He did the voice of Dino, the dinosaur dog, on the Flintstones. I mean, just insane. Marvin the Martian. All the sounds that the Roadrunner and the Tasmanian Devil made. He voiced all of the major male Warner Bros. Cartoon characters except for Elmer Fudd. Though he voiced him later after the original person died.
Okay.
Known as the Man of 1,000 Voices. He was Mr. Spacely on the Jetsons. He was the original voice of Woody Woodpecker. Provided vocal effects for Tom and Jerry.
Man. Yeah, you were right. Where wasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, this guy was insane. What an incredible voice actor. And then he was also just like a radio guy, too. Who did lots of radio. Leon Schlesinger. That was where it started.
Ross. He's got a little smirk. See that?
Yeah, he's got his little smile on.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Dad. Just in the middle of battle. So yeah, Ross. I don't think Ross ever knew his mom, really. I think she must have. I think Garcia retires from being a Renee general and then goes home to help raise the kid. But then mom dies.
Dang.
So then he shoulders that all on his own. That's why he's always got a glazed look over his eyes.
And sorry, I'm just getting a little bit embroiled in reading about Mel Blanc. Super fascinating.
Sounds like
you remember Speed Buggy?
Speed Buggy.
It was one of the copycat shows to Scooby-Doo, where they'd have a group of kids and then some non-human character. There was Jabberjaw. You remember Jabberjaw?
No.
There was a bunch of kids and just a fucking shark that walked around on his tail fins. And he was like, and he talked like Curly from Three Stooges.
I do
and
not.
There was
remember
another
this.
one called Speed Buggy, where it was a bunch of kids and a freaking dune buggy car with a face on it. And he was always like coughing and sputtering. That was Mel Blanc. He was Wally Gator, Secret Squirrel, Captain Caveman. Those were all Hanna-Barbera cartoon characters.
Cartoons.
Sorry, my words. I'm reading and talking at the same time. He was the first voice of Toucan Sam for Fruit Loops. I did not know that.
He was just everywhere. Completely everywhere.
Yeah.
There's nowhere he wasn't.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Wow. Apparently he was in like a near-death car accident at one point, and people were trying to like ghost record his many voice roles on various shows that he was involved in. Because he's doing like all this Looney Tunes stuff and Hanna-Barbera stuff all at the same time. Mm-hmm. And it says that there were parts where he was in a full body cast recording voice lines.
Whoa.
Like from a hospital bed. That's insane.
That is really insane.
Like, they weren't happy with the ghost recording people, so they set up recording equipment in his hospital room and later his home. Some of the recordings were made while he was in a full body cast as he lay flat on his back, with other Flintstones co-stars gathered around him.
Wow.
That's insane. What a G. So
that's amazing.
Mel Blanc.
Hero.
Extremely, extremely talented voice actor.
And possibly hero.
Yeah, he might be a hero. I don't know. He might be a terrible person. You don't really know.
Career-wise.
I mean, certainly a talent to like look up to if you're trying to be ambitious in a similar talent-based field. But I don't know anything about his personal life. I didn't read that section of his Wikipedia page.
Is that what defines a hero too?
Yeah, I mean, you got to have good character too. You got to be a role model.
That's an interesting...
Because, I mean, what if he was like a womanizer and a drunk while simultaneously being an amazing talent?
It's an interesting discussion, because that's
then
like...
you're not a good role model. So are you a hero? I don't think so. I think to me, it's like a hero is somebody that you would want to emulate in every way. Like, you know how people say never meet your heroes? Because like the illusion is ruined, or like you find out that there's a certain part of them that's like majorly flawed, and then they're not your hero anymore. So it's like, in order to be a hero, you almost have to be this like perfect, emulatable, like paragon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's like... That kind of gets at like, do you revere national icons and founders based on the standard that existed when they were alive, like the contemporary morals?
Yeah.
Or do you judge them based on today,
by modern standards?
In which case you have to throw out every single one of them.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's been a lot of talk about stuff like that lately. Because yeah, Mel Blanc would be a perfect example. Like, let's say he was like,
and to preface this, we don't know anything about his personal life.
I have no idea what Mel Blanc's personal life was, but he lived in, his personal career took place from like 1940 to like, the 80s when he died. And if you think about like the 40s and the 50s, like what if somebody said like he was a womanizer and a drunk? Mm-hmm. Like, what was that more socially acceptable at the time? Or like, you could just say that less people would have known that because the public eye didn't exist in the way that it does now.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's even more topical to like today.
He could have been a womanizer and a drunk and you didn't even know.
Yeah.
Because it was the 40s and the 50s.
Oh, you little punk.
Oh, he dodged you?
Yeah, twice.
And he cheated you out of your level up.
Yep.
Or yeah,
he's one away.
Or yeah, you go way back and you look at like, American founding fathers and it's like, oh, well, he owned slaves.
Yeah. But it was par for the course. That's not a
Right.
That's not like a value judgment. That's just it was
Yeah.
normal, right? So like when do you say okay?
Yeah, it's so hard to have conversations about that
isn't it?
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like obviously it's slavery's wrong.
Oh, 100% categorically.
Obviously,
Categorically,
we have reached that
is,
point globally, which is wonderful.
I mean, of course, it still happens in like
Isolated.
there's still human trafficking, which is
Right.
essentially slavery. There's still horrible things like that, right?
Right. But it has reached a point to where it is universally agreed upon that is not right,
good,
not right,
not okay. Yes.
yeah.
It's against international law.
Not acceptable.
There are it's not acceptable in like any form.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is right.
Unequivocally.
But then, it's like, how far back do you apply that?
Yeah.
It's interesting. Because you're right. No individual person in any history of anything is perfect.
Yeah, like, how could you hold Thomas Jefferson to the standard that he be 150 years ahead of his time and be like, no, you know what? Slavery's wrong. When like,
and maybe there were people who were that voice. That's entirely possible.
Yeah.
That there's like someone.
But to say that everything that he did was trash because he's not remembered for being, light years ahead of his time.
Yeah.
And saying something that nobody was thinking would ever go away. Should go away.
What we're talking about is especially topical considering the amount of, I don't know what to call it, all of the sexual assault and sexual harassment.
I thought that's what you were gonna say.
Claims.
Oh yeah, all the Hollywood drama that's like all these people
like
are coming forward.
almost like a purge.
Yeah.
Which is again not a value judgment of it, but it,
Yeah, it's much different when you talk about those people, right? Like people are turning their backs on all these different actors and various people. It's like, oh well, I now discredit everything that this person has done.
Yeah.
Based on that.
And it's easy to do that today
because they're being judged by a contemporary standard.
It's really, really easy to do that today.
Yeah. And those people are right.
Yes. And I'd say
let us be clear about that.
I'd say we probably fall somewhere in that camp. Like it's a good thing that these people, people feel comfortable to like come out now and like say,
and
hey,
it's the right thing to do.
This is what's happening. I want everyone to know about this.
Yes.
And then B, that people are responding to that and saying, okay,
by saying
you gotta go.
Yep, you're ousted, you're ostracized,
which is great. Like that's progress.
We're not overlooking this.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a huge.
Yeah, we're not because it is something that would just get tucked
not
away
like
under the rug.
Well, so and so is a really good actor, and they've made a lot of really great films, and just because he touched that kid or whatever, I'm still gonna be a fan of his work.
Yep. Yep.
Like that's not. I don't agree with that. Like if you want to set a standard and say that this kind of behavior is not okay, you have to like reset those people's clocks to zero when that comes to light.
Yes.
Like you don't have to say you can't ever be liked ever again.
And I think it's also, you can still say there are good things that have been done, perhaps.
Sure.
Right.
But you have to reset that clock to zero and be like, okay, even though maybe you did that a long time ago, now everybody knows that you did it. So you have to re-earn all of these millions of people's respect.
Yes.
You have to acknowledge the mistake. And you have to repent.
Yeah.
You have to pay your penance.
It's the same kind of thing where it's like, regardless of like what you identify yourself as politically. If someone has a stance, you have to like treat that stance the same, whether it's your guy or the other guy, right?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that going on too.
If your guy does a bad thing, you got to call him on it. If the other guy does a bad thing, of course you're going to call him on it, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to. It's got to
You can't
be
just go out and sniff out dirt on the side that you don't like.
right.
But then when somebody on your side does the same thing, you're like, oh well, he's a good guy though. You can't
But,
do
yeah,
You can't do
be
that
any
shit.
But when it's the same.
You can't
the
do
same
that
exact
shit.
thing.
Yeah, you got to hold everybody to the same standard.
The same fire under everyone's feet.
Or like one actor that you don't like and you always knew they were a sleaze gets caught doing something, but then an actor that you really like gets caught doing the same thing.
Like, wait.
You can't be like, well, but he's better than him. Or like I like him more.
The acting career speaks for itself.
Yeah, you can't do that. There's a lot of that going on, so check yourselves.
Yeah, yes.
If you see
Always-
or check,
Always be self-aware.
check your friends or whatever. If you see that going on, be aware of that. Just don't miss out on that. Know that it's happening. You don't have to do anything about it necessarily, but be aware of it.
It's also like good to learn about those nuances in history.
Yeah, we're pretty lacking in nuance as a culture in general right now. So it would be good to
return to that.
to invest some time in understanding nuance. Because right now we are just square peg, square hole, round peg, round hole, black, white.
That's why I was bringing that thing up about the news that I was watching from, international news sources, where it was just like, wait, is this what I've been missing? Like,
Yeah.
felt
People have
so
forgotten
different.
what honesty looks like.
Yeah.
And feels like.
Because-
everything has to be wrapped in this like carefully contrived package. And like any like there's no directness in anything.
no.
Everything is like twisted and like sugar coated,
Misshapen.
Yeah, nothing. Everything is like
Serves like a certain
disguised
interest.
and
Yeah.
Oh god, it's so exhausting.
Exhausting is the correct. Yeah.
Like people keep saying that, oh well, in this particular area, whether it's like local government or main federal government or Hollywood or whatever, that people keep clamoring for, well, we just need somebody to tell it like it is. We need somebody who's a straight shooter. And people keep like trying to label these up and coming people as that, and they never are. They never are. There's always like an agenda or
Well, and that's where like the when it's your guy.
Yeah, there's
Call
always
him.
these asterisks and qualifying statements. It's like, well, if this person was the straight shooter that you're selling him as,
Let's all start from
he wouldn't need.
objectivity.
Yeah, he wouldn't need you to explain away these discrepancies for him. It's so exhausting.
Yeah.
Like watching any kind of like congressional hearing or any kind of like discussion that people are trying to have, and just watching them just fail to have a discussion.
Or where it's almost predictable,
and-
like the sequence of events, like who says what,
Yeah.
what,
And then just
what
for
the final outcome
everything having to be said in a way that just like oh,
like
well,
a fake kind of way.
Yeah, everything has to be said in such a way that it like covers everyone's ass, and like everything's being like
That's exactly what
everything's being recorded and like
aggravates me so much.
everything's being recorded and like micromanaged and hyper analyzed, so we have to like construct every sentence in such a way that we can't get like vilified for it later, and the result is just garbage.
Yeah.
Like, oh well, we can't say anything, so we're just gonna say a bunch of fluff.
Or just call it even.
Yeah.
Or just ends up, you just end up exactly where you started.
like nobody can answer a question anymore.
yes. Oh, news You can't watch.
You can't
any political press
You
conference.
can't answer a question anymore. Like you get asked a question and then you just make a series of statements. Like, can you imagine the wonder that would wash over the viewing audience if someone were to be asked a yes or no question and they would just say yes or no?
Instead of rephrasing the question.
Yeah.
Or then saying like tangential things.
Or just asking some simple question, like, and just responding with a simple answer. Rather than some complex, deflectory, like, tactical... Oh my god, it's just... And they wonder why, like, the majority of our people are just so stupid.
Or don't care. Or have given up.
Exactly.
One of the three.
Yeah, because that's what they have to deal with.
That's like 60%.
Yeah.
Is don't care, given up, or can't...
Or too exhausted.
Can't care.
Yeah, can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Well, we can't get into a discussion about New World Order, I don't think, on this show.
No?
No, I don't think we can. And I don't mean the wrestling faction. Yeah, I don't think we can go down that rabbit hole, Vaughn, so we might have to stop that there.
Okay. Good discussion, though.
Yeah.
What we just had.
Sure. You guys can continue that in your own time. On your own research.
dime. Yeah.
That's a really expensive rabbit hole to go down. I guess that could be true. But yes, we'll close it out by saying... We'll close out that topic by saying we strongly encourage you to do all of your own research on all of that sort of thing.
Oh yes, for sure.
don't ever believe something because somebody else believes it. Or, you know, think a certain way or feel a certain way because you've been influenced to do so.
Yes.
Try to arrive at as many feelings and understandings as you can under your own power.
God, Ephraim.
Just wrecking
He just
that
dumpsters
guy.
people.
Dumpsters.
They're just gone.
Dumpsters.
Like
he
that?
just stabs them like a fucking ripe pear and flings them over the fence. Into the fucking ditch.
Oh, God.
That's awesome.
Just throwing them out taking them out like the trash, man.
Yeah, dude.
It's garbage day and he's just...
Garbage day!
Gosh.
What a famous clip. You know, I don't remember this directly, but I remember it through retellings and photographs. There was apparently a time when I was very little that we went over to some family member's house. And I know who it is, but I'm not going to bother to tell that. And they were like a more distant family member that we didn't see very often.
Okay.
That kind of like lived far away and they weren't part of the immediate family and we didn't always get to see them. And I was hanging out with that family's son, who is basically my cousin. And he is much older than me, probably like 12 or 15 years older than me.
Okay.
So I was like, maybe less than that, maybe like 10 years. Because I was probably like 4 or 5. And then this guy is probably, 12 or 15 or something like that.
Okay.
And apparently we were in his backyard and they had a pear tree. And these super underripe pears had fallen from the tree. And we had like a stick or something, either like a sharp stick or like a forked stick or something like that. And we were either like stabbing these pears or like scooping them up with like the end of a stick or something. And we were flinging them over their fence, just like for fun. And somehow...
A good pastime.
Yeah, kids being kids. And apparently it earned my cousin the nickname Pear Flinger. And that was like his surname whenever he was mentioned amongst my family. And like my mom would tell me that Chris was going to be there and I would look at her like, which Chris? And she'd be like, Chris Pearflinger.
Chris Pearflinger.
And like, still to this,
that's awesome.
Still to this day, he's probably like close to 40 years old now.
They still call him.
And she still calls him Chris Pearflinger. Yeah, still people still know him as Chris Pearflinger. Even though that's obviously not his last name.
Yes.
And
that's awesome.
When we were talking about Ephraim doing that, that's what I thought of. I wonder what he's up to. I don't even know what he does
for like a living, or
yeah, I have
life.
I have no idea. He was a pretty rare come by. He'd be at like the big reunions and every so often, at a Christmas or a Thanksgiving. His side of the family, it was always a real treat when they came around.
You just double a sword master?
Fast.
What? That's fast, yeah. P fast.
Dude, ton of speed?
No! Aww.
Oh, what? How did that happen?
Dude,
where did he come from?
He snuck down there. He was right up here.
Oh my god, dude. So now you don't get the thing?
Yeah, he was like right here.
What?
He just whoop.
How did you miss that?
I don't know.
He killed that little girl.
Yeah.
Damn it, Vaughn.
Are you done?
I'm mad. I'm mad. Let that little girl die. That's horrible. She got killed by a dragon.
Well, a guy on a dragon.
Even worse.
She was now like, he's going out in fire.
Little Cindy Lou Who got burnt to a crisp.
How's she doing? She's not doing well.
She's dead, Vaughn. That's how she's doing.
She's not doing well.
Little Cindy
so many
Lou
reinforcements.
Who was no more than 2. God damn it, dude.
Oh, man.
Damn it, Vaughn. Can't end on that.
No, we can't. We'll end on...
How many guys are left?
Just a few.
2 plus
all we have to
Lion.
do is kill Lion.
Is he strong? Or
Let's see.
Is he a pussy?
We can take him.
Who else is over on the left side?
Just a couple of
Jokers.
Joes. Yeah, these guys.
Oh, there's 4 guys over
all we have
there.
to do is hold them off while we kill Lion.
Oh, we don't actually have to kill them.
No.
I just assume we're going to because you're such an experienced hound.
I guess
maybe it's not that important since we're all promoted.
Yeah, these guys are in great shape at the moment. The people we have, the party we currently have with us.
Garcia's clearly in great shape. Look at those arms.
Can I get a...
Ross can't find a shirt in his size.
No, he can't. Too big.
Not a tailor in town can help him out.
Okay, so we're gonna go... Man. This fucking guy over here.
Why didn't you kill him? Why didn't you fucking end him with your muscly armed beefcake?
I tried. Tried to kill him.
He didn't die?
No.
Just let him go?
Walloped him several times.
You fucking swooped on him. You're sleeping on him, Vaughn. You sleeping on him?
Sleeping on him. I slept on him a little bit.
You sleeping on that Dragon Knight?
I thought it was gonna be fine.
Yeah, well...
It wasn't.
Your intuition caused a child murder. How about that?
I'm sorry. I really didn't mean it.
Double crit.
Man.
Where was that to save the little girl's life, Ross?
Now he's mad.
Yeah. Well, too little, too late. Looks like Ford is attacking her.
It does look like Ford. A little bit darker, maybe.
He's got that bloodied edge on his sword. I wonder if that's intentional or if that was just
here he is.
remnant from the color palette. Do you challenge me? Your humans are so
Okay, wait. His
inconstant.
sprite is amazing.
Yeah?
The battle sprite. Look at that.
He looks like
That cape.
Loki or something.
It's amazing.
You've forgotten what it is to fear me.
Also, this music is amazing. It's hard to hear right now, but it's insane. It's so good.
Miss. Mister. It's like a translation tool for foreigners.
Yeah,
All those guys are just chilling down there?
We're not going to worry about them.
Yeah, I wouldn't. They haven't moved the whole time.
No, they just spawned.
Oh, just randomly? They just show up? Like, oh, hey.
Reinforcements.
Lion's gonna attack. Yeah. Better show up.
Oh, lion.
Yeah.
They're all like nodding and agreeing. Lion.
Just saying his fucking name. Like the freaking seagulls from Finding Nemo.
Yep.
Lion? Lion? They're all like cascading over each other, saying it over and over. Stab him.
Let's do it.
That's what you get for killing children.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
not
fuck
gonna,
you.
You're not gonna kill him though.
Oh, that's a start.
Oh. Oh, his spell's called Fenrir. That's awesome.
Yeah. Also, I'm sure some
That's
mythological.
Yeah, that's Norse. It's a
Wow, he's gone.
It's a giant wolf
The
god.
mission over.
Fenrir is a giant wolf god.
He just laughed. That was a full 100.
Nice job, Tana.
She's doing quite well.
Absolutely. Got a Nosferatu.
That's
Sent
the
a
mission.
Nosferatu. He just teleported away.
Yep. It's pretty powerful.
Can't hold up to such as this. Because its human flesh is too brittle, too weak. Now I know your strength. I sacrifice this flesh and return to my body of old.
That's the creepy lion voice.
This does not end. Yeah, dude, it's just all Fry register.
Mm-hmm.
Prince Ennis. Our trackers are
God,
excellent.
his confidence. Love it. Messenger from Frelia. Oh, cool. Yeah. The Frelian sacred twins. Some more sacred weapons.
Sacred twins? Oh, they're weapons? They're
Yeah.
not people?
No.
Okay. Nidhogg.
Serpent bow.
Vidofnir.
Winged lance.
You ever played
Sweet.
Nidhogg?
No, I've seen it played
Pretty
briefly.
popular multiplayer game. They usually have tournaments at MagFest. Which is coming up.
Yeah, it is.
It's coming up, man.
That is going to be fun.
It's gonna be a riot. Nidhogg. What a gnarly name.
Luck +5. Oh, that's right. They all have like stat boosts.
Nice.
Built in.
Vidofnir.
Defense +5.
Defense +5.
Sweet.
Well, next week
Folks,
on the show, guys.
That's the chapter.
Another chapter.
Went better than I thought.
Yeah, that's good. We
Except
didn't
for
lose
the-
anyone.
Except for losing the...
Yeah, well, that little baby got murdered. Thanks to Vaughn.
Jesus.
But, you know, what's a baby in the dumpster for one backlog boy?
Is she sleeping like that?
Of course she is.
Oh,
No, not anymore. Nima's up. Next week on the show, guys, we'll have some more trying times.
Yep.
Until then, you can check out Champions of Norath on Wednesday
Wednesday, Kyle H.
and Cuphead on Friday
Just the two
for
boys.
more punishment for the boys. There'll be a stream at the end of the month, every month actually, on Twitch.
Twitch.tv/backlogboys.
That's where you can find it. We drink gross sodas if you throw tips in the jar. It's really
Yeah.
funny and silly. And we just hang out and chill. We got a Twitter if you want to say hello or recommend something. Game, soda, snack.
Please feel free.
And if you want to see snacks and sodas that we have checked out and liked, we put those up on our Instagram. We call it the Snack Log.
Great home for great snacks.
Snack home snack log grandma.
New name.
And with that, folks, we'll see you next time.
Yep. Have a good one.